If you received a letter which says that you have been accepted, then congratulations, give yourself a hand, you have been accepted. All right, we're going to talk about what all that means. First of all, reminders. Mr. Henderson, Mrs. Alexander is currently in the library. You are in. Here's what that means. That means that you are on your way to becoming a member of National Junior Honor Society. That actually does not officially happen until the end of your 8th grade year. At the end of your 8th grade year, we have what we call the induction ceremony. And that's where, after you have completed your 8th grade year within NJHS, we have kind of a graduation style ceremony, and that is when you are officially forever inducted into NJHS. So you were in the second phase, which is kind of the main phase of this whole thing, which is program completion. The program involves you doing a series of things. First of all, you need to keep your grades where they are at that got you here. Second of all, between Saturday and May 1st of your 8th grade year, so that is next year, you need to have 40 community service hours.
What? There's no way.
There actually is. It used to be 50. So, we will talk about what that looks like a little bit later on, but that will be a responsibility you have. You will also be responsible for maintaining the behavior that got you here. So, there are two categories. Some people received a letter that said, you're in, congratulations. Some people received a letter that said, you're in, congratulations, but you are on probation. Probation is a big, scary word that is not actually as scary as it sounds. What that means is that there were some members of the faculty council that had some reservations about accepting your application. That may have been for a variety of reasons. That may have been from your responses in your essays. That may have been from their observations of you in class, in the hallways. That may have been based off one of your recommendations. There's a whole slew of things that could have been based on. So if that is something that you have questions about, then you want to talk to Mrs. Alexander after we're all done here. Okay, probably going to be a tomorrow activity.
She's going to have a meeting with them during Thursday.
She's going to have a meeting with them during Thursday best. So if that applies to you, you'll be hearing from her soon. Okay, forgot about that. So first of all, if that applies to you, do not let that scare you. Okay, you are still in. That doesn't mean that you are a bad person. You're in honor society. If you were a bad person, you'd be in bad people society. Or as we call it, ISR. That was terrible. Robiak, I didn't say that.
No.
Why would you say that?
No, I was going to say Globetrotter, but whatever.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't have that affiliation. I teach 8th grade. All right. The thing is, it doesn't matter. If you were on probation, if you read your letter, there are a couple of things that do apply to you. First of all, if you are on probation, it is entirely up to you what you do with that information. People don't have to know. We're not going to publish a huge list we're not going to put up a big list right here that shames you if you're on probation. That's entirely up to you. If you want to tell people, okay. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Totally up to you. Some other things we need to talk about. Super Happy Fun Night. Robiak, you cannot run away from Super Happy Fun Night. Oh, fine, let in the child. Super Happy Fun Night is this Friday. Here's what that means. I'm not done with you. Here's what that means. We should have done this. Oh, no, that was a bad idea. This Friday, there will be an evening of various leadership activities that you will be involved with. So that means on Friday evening, and we'll have permission slips, we'll have all that fun stuff here in a few minutes. If you are able, which you should be able to because this is one of the highlights of junior high, you will come after school, you will come after school to the cafeteria. You will be here from 4:05. So as soon as the buses pull out of the parking lot, that is when we will start the evening. You will be here until around 10:45 p.m. Yes, you will be at school when it's dark outside.
It's awesome. Join my club.
Yeah, I know. That's most of the time.
I'm always here.
So, what that means, there will be activities throughout the evening. That will be, I'm talking, you're not. There will be activities that will be designed to frustrate you. There will be activities that are designed to bring those leaders forward. Because I will tell you right now, there are a lot of people sitting in here. Not everyone in here is yet a leader. That's what Friday is going to help determine. Because at the end of the night, you will elect your officers for NJHS. There are 6 officer positions, ranging from president down to kind of what we would call a cabinet position. For example, something like parliamentarian. What does that mean? At this moment, not a lot. But we will talk to those people. You will basically be the student face of NJHS. That means if that is a position that you accept, you hold a little bit more responsibility. We hold you to higher standards because you would have been selected by your peers and voted by your peers as an officer. So if that is something that you think might be for you, you have to be at Super Happy Fun Night. If you decide to not be at Super Happy Fun Night, you cannot run for an officer position or
Yeah, Super Happy Fun Night is awesome.
It's super.
Globetrotters, how's your day been? Has it been good? Yeah, that's cool. That's fantastic. What?
Real quick. If you're on probation, you still go Friday.
Yes.
Yes,
Don't-
yeah.
You are still as much of a part as everything else. So as far as all of this is concerned, probation, not probation,
Doesn't matter.
all of this applies to you. You still come to it.
Yes, Mr. Stone.
What if I have practice or something?
That's unfortunate. You can come afterwards. So if you would still like to be part of it, if you have practice, if you have something else, you have to go to, I don't know, your mom's cousin's dog's birthday party, that's fine. You can come during the later part of the evening. Or if there's something at the later part of the evening and you need to leave early, that is fine too. And that permission. Yeah, we're gonna write Mr. Sturgeon a pass to leave and not come back. You can leave and come back, yes. We realize it is a long evening. We realize that, yes, we're telling you about it now. And it's on Friday. You can thank your 2-hour delays for that. So while you were sleeping in, Mr. Henderson was pulling his hair out.
Technically, you told me
I'm
that
gonna
they
throw
applied.
a shoe at you.
You told me they applied that they don't.
I did, you're right.
So it's their fault if they forgot.
You're right, so it's your fault.
Yeah.
Because nothing's my fault.
They didn't forget.
Okay, continuing on because distraction. That night, you will run around. You will get tired. You possibly may sweat a little bit. As a result, you probably will not smell the greatest. So that evening, you need a few things. Number 1, you need to wear comfortable clothing. Number 2, you need to bring a water bottle with you. Number 3, you need to wear deodorant. Number 4,
Have shoes you can run in.
have shoes you can run in. Number 5, and this one you're probably going to want to jot down somewhere. So locate jotting down materials. Maybe use that letter that you've given so I know you have a piece of paper. Or use your pen. Or use that brick in your pocket that you shouldn't be using for anything else. You have 10 seconds to get jotting materials. All right, 10 seconds now, be quiet. You need to bring an item from your room that you feel best represents you. That something should not be some huge banner that's going to take 4 trucks to bring in here. It should be something that you can fit in your locker. It should also be something that you would be comfortable with other people handling. Okay, so don't bring your great-great-grandmother's wedding ring. Because if that's the case, it's probably worth a lot of money, and you're probably not going to find that because it's going to be in my pocket. Make sure, do as I say, not as I do. It's your honor society, not mine. Make sure you bring that item. You're going to keep that item in your locker. Keep out jotting materials because there's something else. We are going to obviously have dinner because if we're going from 4 to 10:45, you're going to get hangry. And whenever you get hangry, you may draw blood. So we are going to have pizza. If you need a gluten-free option, then come talk to one of us when all this is over and we can accommodate you so you're not going to, I don't know, toss your cookies all over the place. You, depending on your last name, you are going to need to bring something to share. If your last name starts with A through G, A through G, Yes, that includes G. You need to bring, you wouldn't know because you're talking. You need to bring a 2-liter of some sort of soda or lovely beverage to share. So Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Sprite Cranberry, if you can find it. Lemonade. Anything like that. A through G, that is your responsibility. If your last name starts with H through M, including M, as in, oh my goodness, pay attention. You need to bring some sort of chip, some sort of pretzel, some sort of salty snack to share. These need to be prepackaged.
Not a single chip, but like a bag of them. Full bag, not snack bag, full bag.
If you bring one chip, I reserve the right to excuse you from Honor Society. For the rest of you, that would be N through Z. You are bringing some sort of sweet something or other, like a package of cookies, like some sort of brownies. Something that is sweet, unhealthy, and delicious. I know! You want to know what that's about? Take Pillsbury. Alright, now that we all have our bringing materials, I am going to roll you out of here.
Double stuffed Oreos.
Double stuffed Oreos, mega stuffed Oreos, also good.
Girl Scout cookies. Samoas.
The only option for that is tag-alongs. Everything else gets no credit. I'm in charge, you don't get a say. Okay, listen up. In all seriousness, this is something that is a really, really fun event. So, I mean, people still, to this day, will come back and talk to us about Super Happy Fun Night. People who are in college and beyond. So, this is definitely something that you will remember for not only the rest of your junior high life, but probably for the rest of your school life, maybe more. So, it is extremely fun. I mean, when I was in 8th grade, we did something extremely similar, and I remember it extremely fun. So, make time for it. If you think, nah, I don't want to go out on a Friday night, that's stupid, okay? You want to be here, because I promise you, you will have a good time. So, we'll talk about all that kind of stuff here in just a second. Some other stuff, as far as getting hours. You cannot complete any, first of all, anything else I need to talk about Super Happy Fun Night?
Oh, item to bring.
He did that. He did that first.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, that's probably because we're listening. Incredible.
Hey, you did mention like other people might, like,
We mentioned that.
Yes, other people might handle that item from your room, just so you're aware. All right, as far as getting hours, you cannot get any hours, any service hours right now. The first time you can get service hours is after Super Happy Fun Night. Okay, so March 1st, Saturday, is the first day you can volunteer in any official capacity for NJHS. The way that you log those hours, and we will talk about this a little bit more on Super Happy Fun Night, there is a Microsoft form that you will go to on your iPad, you will fill out a couple of things, and that is how you will submit your hours. You are going to have to keep track of your own hours. You are in Honor Society, meaning that there is a sense of responsibility. So, you need to be responsible for your service hours. Between now and the end of your 7th grade year, that's in May, you need to have at least 10 service hours completed. If you want to get hours during the summer, that is absolutely something that you may do. Okay? If you have a volunteer organization that you want to go help out, if you want to get like 120 hours done over the summer, that's going to make things a lot easier for you. Awesome. Yes, Mr. Stump.
I know they're smart people, but can you explain to them what volunteer means?
Oh, that's a lovely question.
I'm not being.
No, he's absolutely correct. Whenever you are volunteering for something, it means you are dedicating your time to something without compensation. Meaning, if you are babysitting someone that is not in your immediate family, if you want to count it for service hours, then you don't get paid for that babysitting.
Or get paid and donate the money to something.
Or if you get paid, you donate the money somewhere else. It means that you are not volunteering for your family. That's just called being a good human. So if your mom yells at you to go outside and shovel the driveway, that is not service. That is just what you have to do. Now, if you take it on yourself to go down your street and shovel every other driveway, those are hours that you can count towards volunteering. We will also be sending out various volunteer opportunities for you. So things like the elementary school carnivals, the things that they do, SEI Shark Fest, all of those volunteers come from NJHS. So those are things that we will be sending out. You will be on a student square. So if you don't have student square / parent square, then that is something that you need to get downloaded to your iPad, to your phone, to your BlackBerry. Is it on your BlackBerry? Your iPod?
We'll
Make
stress
sure-
all this Friday.
We'll stress all this Friday.
Make sure you have it downloaded. Nobody will walk out Friday without downloading it.
All right, as far as maintaining everything, we check your grades every quarter. So you need to maintain the grades that got you here. Remember, that's an A- average. I'll show you how to calculate all that, but long story short, it is a 10.0 GPA on a 12.0 scale. I realize that that's very confusing. I will show you exactly what that means on Friday so everyone's clear as far as what that means. If you fail to meet expectations at any point, then we're going to have a conversation with you. And by we, I mean Mrs. Alexander or myself will have a conversation with you. If you make especially poor choices, you do something that brings your entire character into question, you receive write-ups, you receive ISR time, then we are going to have a discussion with you about that. And if the situation is severe enough, you may be brought before the faculty council to explain your actions, and they will decide what happens next, whether you get to stay in NJHS or whether you don't. Okay? A lot of NJHS is your responsibility. So we will have gatherings occasionally, but a lot of it is you. It's you maintaining your behavior. It's you gaining your hours. It's you making sure your grades are where they want to be. If you are currently on probation, the nice thing about probation is it is temporary. So if you keep going through the rest of this school year and you prove that you can do all these things, keep your grades where they are, you prove that you can maintain behavior, get your service hours, then come the end of the first quarter of 8th grade, it's like it never happened. Okay? So that's where we're at right now. So that's why I say if you're on probation, do not let that freak you out. Because all it means is that we're just monitoring you a little bit more closely.
And nobody knows.
And nobody knows unless you run through the hallways and yell, "I'm on probation!" Which did happen.
5 minutes.
Thank you. All right, there are 2 forms. This is actually magical. You're going to receive forms that are on paper. It's like an iPad, but everybody gets one. And you can maybe even flip it over, and I could put information on the back. I didn't. There are 3 forms actually. 3 forms, 2 pieces of paper. That's math. That's confusing. This is what we call your consent and understanding form. This is basically your contract for NJHS. You need to read through this. Your parents need to read through this. You need to sign it. They need to sign it. This is you agreeing to everything we just talked about. So make sure you review this. This is not like Apple's terms and conditions that you all just click accept and don't read. You need to read these. Okay? That is form number 1. You are going to fill this out and make sure you are listening. You are going to return this to Mrs. Alexander in the library. You walk in the library, her desk is right there. You can't miss her. You'll probably run into her if you keep trying to look for her. Other one. There is a t-shirt order form. Whenever you're out in the community volunteering, you have an NJHS t-shirt so everyone knows who you are. Huh? Mr. Stump is wearing one right now. There you go. I want to know how he got more plus than me. So you will fill this out. There are also chapter dues because we have to pay for things like induction. We have to pay for things like, holy crap, a bus to Kings Island. because Mr. Broviak is really, really bougie. He needs a potty when he goes to Kings Island. So, that is on there. There's also the bottom part. There is a permission slip for this Friday where you check, yes, I will be there. No, I will not be there. Or, yes, I will be there, but not the entire time. You also need to attach $5 cash to this for pizza. You are giving this bottom form to me. You are giving this top form with your t-shirt information to Mr. Broviak. He's the weirdo with the long hair. The weirdo with the long
I
hair.
was gonna say, like,
Weirdo.
Identical.
Get out of here. All right, that means you are going to need to take a pair of scissors and you are going to need to cut along this line right here and separate the two. It makes 2 forms into 3. Super magic. All right, how do we want this?
One, Mr. Henderson was being a bit sassy there, but I'm telling you now, you bringing these to me, if you bring me both forms and you're one of my kids, I have no qualms about attacking you. If you are a star or globetrotter and you bring me both forms because you can't follow directions, I will attack and humiliate you in the hallway in front of other kids. If you can't follow directions, I will unleash fury upon you. Keep that in mind. We are going to have stacks up here, 2 stacks there, 2 stacks over here. We are going to trust you to be responsible, and you are going to come up and grab one of each. Not yet, my mouth still moving. And then you are going to come grab them in an organized manner without causing issues.
you could also make a deal and have somebody grab one for you, so there's not people up here.